Indian education system is currently undergoing drastic changes. And the change, we are told, is because they want accessibility of education to lower economic classes, to deep down villages, and make it available, and the fact no child left behind kind of environment or situation. So these accessibility also gives rise to the lack of technology currently existing within the organizations. So implementing technology is another change that is being directed by the government of India, so that the institutions can implement this technology, and so that it increases the administration capabilities and thereby increase the quality of education. Whether this change is good or bad, we will talk about it. But when you look at current graduates graduating out of technological institutions, we see that there is a large skill set, lack of skill set. And that is another reason that the government is trying to implement a new system where the skill set can be developed. And I do not believe that this change can improve the skill set. That the skill set improvement is a totally different aspect to education. Education is, academically getting qualified, getting to know the foundation, and then the skill set development is another thing. Skill set development is also in the pipeline of changes that is going to come into the schools and colleges. Already you might have seen, some of the parents might have already seen, some children, the students might have already seen this change slowly coming into effect. There are a lot of things that is being talked about that the change will bring in. My question is, these institutions in India, they were the same some time back. Whether how many people studied or how many people went into these educations is a different factor. More people can come in, but that is not through changing the education, but changing the economic conditions so that they can afford the education. They give priority to education, which is not happening today. So there are a number of factors that is being told. Let us take a look at that. Whether this will the change in the educational system will uplift the academic qualifications for the working people, working graduates who are coming out of the colleges. Will they be qualified enough? Will they be efficient enough to address the global market, which is another factor that is being talked about within this change? That is a question. That's a question. It is the same institution existing years back. And today we see 60% of the crowd who are coming out of those institutions, who came out of those institutions some time back, are now in the market. 60% across the globe. If you take a look at that, especially in technology, you will see that it is from the older educational system that these people have come out. So here are some of the things that government is talking about as a change to the education system. Take a look at it. this change is being brought out. If the education system was quite okay in the past, and many people came out of those colleges, and today they are doing well across the globe. As you can see, as it is told that the 60% of the technology people and scientists and people across the globe, 60% dominates. They are from India, so especially in the West. So why should there be a change? Yes, we understand that the economically lower class has to get accessibility to the education. But today, the reason those people are not going to school is not because of the existing educational system. It is because either there are no schools, or the schools that are there, even though there are no fees, or in many places, especially in Kerala, there are schools which doesn't collect fees. There are people who donate, and that's another set of schools and colleges that students go, where they don't need to pay the fees. Then there's also people, organizations which talk about, which is basically implementing sort of a scholarship-based system where they can give it to students, and students can, then go and attend the colleges from backward communities. They give it to backward communities. Through just improving the education system, they cannot say that accessibility is now there. That's not the thing. Technology, yes, that's one small factor. Many of the institutions are still lacking the modern, technology that will help in the administration process. What has to be improved is the economic conditions of the people who are lower class, economically lower class. The people who are in some deeper down villages where they don't have access to the modern facilities. The reason they are there is because they cannot move from there. So how about improving the villages, adopt a village, and bring up the village economically, and in which education can be one small factor. It's not a small factor, but that's a small factor compared to bringing up the economic situation of that particular village. Many adopted, that's what is a rural tap. These days people are looking at the rural areas and taking the cream of the crowd and bringing them up. So this has been happening for quite some time now, but it has not gone deeper into the roots of India to enable this approach and appreciate this approach. This has not happened yet fully. But many places, for example, Salem in Tamil Nadu, a big corporation adopted that one part of Salem, and they even started building that. It has not been complete, but they built to some extent. So that's it has been done by a multinational outside India. They came to India and did that because they knew the importance of rural upliftment. There are a lot of resources within rural, and that's what is a rural tap initiative. So that is one way of doing things. Then you may wonder, why is this change brought in the education system? And here is what. In management techniques, may it be a corporation, an enterprise, or may it be anything. If you go to the enterprise, whatever way they were sitting and getting organized, just take that, strip it off, and put a new system in place. All of a sudden, you get a complete control over the enterprise or the organization. The people are just settling down with the new change, at which time you can implement your change. And that's the same way the government is also trying to do, not only in India, across the globe, to have a control. The government needs some sort of control. And sometimes it goes beyond an ordinary control to an authoritative government. That authoritative government will step above authoritative into dictatorship. So that it should not move forward with that kind of an approach. So, but coming back to the subject, so the change in the educational system is to catch them young and at the same time make a stir or furore over the existing system, so that before people catch up, they can implement new system in place, put new system in place, and have a control or manageability across the public.